Today we are looking at the BROS 24.10. So BROS is also called as Brazilian Linux distribution. So here you can see the boot menu. So I'm going to boot it in the live boot. So what it is based on, the desktop environment, I'm going to discuss everything as soon as the desktop layout is loaded. So right now I'm running it on the VirtualBox with 60 GB of virtual disk, 8 GB of RAM, and my CPU is i5 1240p. So it's going to take a few seconds, or maybe almost like a minute or minute 20 seconds. And also I want to discuss something that the user experience will be completely different when you install it on the bare metal. So if you see any minor lags here and there, and also a bit resource consumption more, then you need to understand this is a virtual machine. So it's going to be less when you install it on the bare metal. So, and also the user experience will be also a bit better. And if you're trying to install this distribution, it's better to do all the research before installation. If you're satisfied, then go with the installation. So go on and check all the information about the privacy and everything. If you're satisfied, then go with the installation, or else it's better to skip this distribution. So the desktop environment you get is the KDE Plasma, and the version you get is the 6.1.5. So you should be seeing the mouse cursor right now, and also you should be seeing the Kubuntu here. So it says like a Kubuntu, but it's a BROS. You already should be guessing what it's based on, but I'm going to show you all the information that later. So I'm going to choose the try Kubuntu. It's going to take a few more seconds, and it's going to load up all the desktop layout, which is KDE Plasma desktop environment. And you should be getting all the features and all the information as soon as the desktop is loaded. I'm going to show you the downloading process, new features in this latest version and everything. So you don't need to worry about anything. And the latest version, you don't get the 6.2 or anything like that KDE Plasma version. You should be still getting the 6.1.5. Maybe in the future you should be getting the latest version. It's better to get all the information from the official website. I'm going to show you all those things, like a downloading process, what are the new changes in this specific version. So here you can see the desktop layout. Let me first change the display settings. So my monitor is like a 1920 into 1080 with a 60 Hz. So here you should be seeing the resolution. I'm going to click on apply. Keep the changes. So let me go to the about the system, and we can go through all other things later. So the Plasma version you get the 6.1.5. So the version is BROS 24.10. And the frameworks version you get is a 6.6.0, and Qt version is 6.6.2. And the kernel version you get is a 6.11. 6.11 is the stable version right now. And the graphics platform you get the X11. And here is my CPU, which I already mentioned everything. And let me close everything and let me open the system monitor. So we can see the resource consumption like a CPU and RAM. So it's going to take a few seconds here. Let's make it bigger so you can see everything properly. And here you can see it's consuming like a 1.5 GB of RAM. So I didn't turn on any of the applications or any settings. So just changing the display settings, that's the only thing I did. So here you should be seeing the base RAM consumption as 1.5, CPU is pretty much under 50%. So it will be completely different when you install it on the bare metal. So there will be like a 10-15% of difference. So you need to understand these common things. And about the applications, it's going to take a few seconds, and these are all the applications running right now. And about the history, you need to run like a 60-second graph. You should be getting the stable graph. So if it's a stable ISO file, you should be getting the stable graph also. And if you have any bugs or anything, the graph will be going upwards like a crazy, almost like a 85-90%. But right now it's going pretty much stably. And memory already showed you everything. About the process, these are all the process running right now. And also I can feel that there is like a minor hiccups here and there, and it's not a smooth experience. We can also understand it's a virtual machine. So all the distros work properly, but some distros will be having some issues, especially the Ubuntu in my PC, or maybe in all the virtual machine. This is how it's going to perform. I don't know. But the Ubuntu will be obviously having some issues. In VMware, it's going to have a lot of issues, but in the VirtualBox, it's going to perform a bit better. So these are all the information, or these are all the process running right now. I'm going to keep it on the overview. And let's check about the system monitor, and we can go through other things. 6.1.5. So I'm going to keep the system monitor in the right side corner, so you can judge it on your own and decide whether to use this version or this specific Linux distro or not. And also, as you can see, when moving the system monitor, there is like a lot of lag right now. So it's not a smooth animation or a smooth transition. So here you should be seeing a way major lag. So that's the reason I always say it's better to try it on your own and decide, because it's going to perform like this in my PC. It should be performing a bit better on your PC. So it's better to try it on your own and decide, and you can judge it on your own. So let me open the console, and let's first get all the distro information like a neofetch, INXI and everything. And we can go to the official website after that. So let me make it bigger so you can see everything properly. Let's first check the version of the console. About the console, you get the 24.08.1. So let me type in INXI -SV8. Let me hit enter. And it's going to load up all the distro information. We can go through all the important information first. Let's scroll it up. So first, let's go with the system. Host, it says like a BROS because we are running it on the live boot, so that's the reason. Kernel 6.11, which is the stable version. I'm going to show you the Linux kernel website also, how to check the version or whatever it's called, whether it's a stable, long-term, whatever it is. I'm going to show you as soon as we open the browser. Compiler GCC version, you get the 14.2.0. And desktop, you get the KDE Plasma version 6.1.5. Qt version not available, but here is all the version. Framework 6.6.0. Distro, it says like a Kubuntu 24.10. Oracular Oriole. So you already know Oracular Oriole support. And it's based on Ubuntu. And machine, it's a virtual box, so it's not unnecessary, it's not important for the video, so that's the reason I'm just going to skip the virtual box information. And here is the RAM. I already said I'm using 8 GB of RAM, but the available RAM should be available like 7.7 GB. And also used is 1.69, the same numbers. And CPU, my CPU is i5-1240p, which I already mentioned in the beginning. So here is like a flags vulnerabilities, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. Now let's go with the graphics first. So VMWGFX version 2.20.0. Display, you get the X11. Server, you get the Xorg version 21.1.13 with the Wayland version 24.1.2. And what else we have? So my present monitor resolution is 1920 x 1080. Here are the available resolutions. And EGL version is 1.5, OpenGL version is 4.5, Mesa version is 24.2.3. I think this is the latest version. And LLVM pipe version is 19.1.0. Here is all the information. Now let's scroll it down. About the audio part, here is all the information. Pipewire version is 1.2.4. Here is the ELSA. Let me find other information. So here is like a pipewire, which I already mentioned. So this is like a network, partitions, Bluetooth, unmounted, everything repos, which is clearly unnecessary for the video. So I'm just going to skip that part. Process running right now, 196. Uptime is almost 5 minutes. And what else we have? Init systemd version is 256. And everything, I think we got all the information. Shell bash version is 5.2.32. INXI version is 3.3.35. So let me type in cat /etc/issue. It says like a BROS 24.10. Now let's type in neofetch. Hit enter. So neofetch is not installed. So if you want to install neofetch or whatever the screen fetch, fast fetch, whatever you want, you can install it. Just type in the command and hit enter. So it's going to take a few seconds or maybe nearly to the minute, and we should be installed the neofetch. So let's wait for a few more seconds and we should be having our installation. Type in Y. So keep an eye on the CPU and RAM throughout the video so you can judge it on your own. And the neofetch should be installed few more seconds. So this is the dock you should be getting on the BROS. So there is no animation, you just need to hover over everything to get some information about the applications. So there is no animation like a Mac OS, but you should be getting the dock or the plank, I guess it's called like a plank or the panel, whatever you want to call it as. There is no animation, just some basic panel or the dock here. So I'm going to type in neofetch and hit enter. So BROS, VirtualBox, the kernel, uptime, and packages 2598 dpkg, shell bash version. I already mentioned the shell bash version, the display resolution, the Plasma version, themes, icons, terminal, my CPU, the RAM consumption. So we got all the information. So let's close the console. So before that, let me show you what are the pre-installed applications you get from the BROS. In the development, you get some basic KDE Plasma applications, and there is like a Notepad QQ. And in the graphics, you should be getting all the content creating applications like a photo editing, Blender, Darktable, GIMP, GNU, everything. Under the internet, you should be getting the Firefox web browser, LibreOffice. So it's not a LibreOffice, sorry, it's a LibreWolf. It's like a kind of similar to the Firefox browser. And also you should be getting the Windscribe VPN. You don't get any subscription. You need to create an account for that. I think it's better to try it on your own. And there is like a torrent client, which is a qubit torrent. And multimedia, you should be getting some applications here. Under the Office, you don't get the LibreOffice, but you get the only Office desktop editors, Evolution, Oracular from the KDE Plasma desktop environment. And about the settings, here are some settings. And about the system, you get the installation, Dolphin file manager, Discover, everything like a KDE Plasma applications. And you should be also getting the Beta++. Under the utilities, everything is VeraCrypt is available, VeraCrypt. And the Notepad is also available, and all the things are from the KDE Plasma itself. And here is the help, power options, everything is same. So now let's open the Firefox web browser. So it's going to take maximum 15 seconds to open the Firefox web browser, or else it should be instantly opened. And you should be seeing the desktop wallpaper. I guess it's like a Brazil, I guess. So let's make it proper size so you can see everything properly. So the latest version of the Firefox is 132.0.1. So let's see what version we get in this BROS. About the Firefox, so you should be getting 131.0.3, still the latest version, but you don't get the exact latest version. So I'm going to open every important websites, and I'm going to continue from there. So here I opened every important website, or else you can call it like a tabs. And CPU and RAM is almost like a 2.4 GB of RAM. CPU is pretty much touching up to like a 30-40%. So that's the reason it's better to keep an eye on the CPU and RAM throughout the video. So now let's go with one by one. So here I opened like a about semicolon support to get some browser information and distro information. So we already got all the information from the console or the terminal, but we are going to get some other information. So version is 131, which I already mentioned. Build ID. So distribution ID, it says canonical because it's based on Ubuntu. And the user agent, which is unnecessary. So the Linux kernel is 6.11. So let's go to the Linux kernel website. So this is the Linux kernel website. You just need to type in like a www.kernel.org. And the stable version right now is the 6.11. So what is the stable version? You can go to release and you can get all the description of whatever it is called. It's not about the specific distro. You can go and check whatever the distro you are using. Just type in like a Linux kernel. If the kernel says like a 6.6 or 6.1, just go to the Linux kernel and check whatever it is called. And if it says like a 6.1, you need to search for the long term. If it says like a 6.11, it's a stable 6.10. And the main line is like a release candidate. You just need to go to the releases, and here you should be getting all the description of whatever it is called. And the long-term version will be supported until December 2026. Release dates are here. About the stable version, here is all the description of the stable version. So that was some information about the Linux kernel. So I'm going to close everything. Let's continue with the other things. So memory size I already mentioned. Disk space available is 3.7 GB. Here is like a browser information like a picture-in-picture and everything. So which is unnecessary for the video, but if it's important for you, you can just pause the video and read everything on your own. So here is like a Mesa and LLVM pipe, which I already showed you in the console itself or the terminal. So here you should be seeing it again. And window protocol, you should be seeing the X11 KDE Plasma desktop environment, and again Mesa version. Here is my monitor resolution, which I already showed you. And these are all some other things. If it's important, I already said that you can pause the video and read everything. So here is like this feature is not allowed by your system. This can restrict security features of Firefox. If you want to read everything, you can click on read more. So I'm going to close everything. So you just need to type in like a BROS. The second link will be obviously the official website. So here is the link I translated. So that's the reason you should be seeing like a translate, Google and everything, or else you should be just seeing the br-os.com. So that's the official link. And freedom will limit, it's not freedom. So here is some information. And here you should be seeing everything in the English language because I have translation here, translation, sorry. Here you should be seeing all the screenshots and everything. And about the specific version, let's click on the blog. So it's going to take a few seconds here. And here you should be seeing the BROS 24.10. So I already made like a lot of videos on this distribution in my channel. So if you want to check the older versions, you can check it out in my channel. Just search for the BROS or whatever the distribution you want. Because I made like a 3000, 4000 plus videos. So if you want to check that out, you can check by searching the distribution, and you should be getting all the videos. Some of my videos will be having some voiceovers, but sometimes there will be no voiceover. So that's the reason it's better to search it on your own. And about the specific version 24.10, here is all the information. KDE 6, Qt version 6. We already saw all the information. And the main changes: the Plasma desktop environment, frameworks, the kernel, Qt version, default Wayland graphics server, Xorg as the alternative. We saw every important information before the release notes. So there is literally nothing now in the release notes because we saw everything in just like a 5-10 minutes of our video. So these are all the changes you should be getting. And about the download, you just need to click on the here, or else you can just click on the downloads. When you go back right here, you can click on the download right here. And if you are new for the BROS, here you should be getting all the information of whatever it's said. It's better to get all the information right here. So the downloading, you can go with the LTS long-term support, which is 24.04, or else if you want to go with the 24.10, here is all the information, and just click on the download. So they are also going to recommend using the most recent LTS version because you should be having 3-4 years of support. So that's the reason. So if you want to go with the LTS, you can go with the LTS. But if you want to see this 24.10, I think it's like a 9 months of support. So it's almost like a few months already completed. So it's better to get all the information, same as the Ubuntu 24.10. So the same will be here itself. Just click on the download. And it's going to take you to the source code website, and it's going to take like a 5 seconds, and it's going to start the downloading. So we need to wait for a few more seconds, and you should be also verifying your ISO files. Never download simply just blindly. Just check the ISO files whatever you download. So it should take a few more seconds, and here you should be seeing the ISO file. So here is our ISO file. It's around like a 4.0, which is 4 GB. So always check the file whatever you download. So we got all the information. So I'm just going to close it. And about the installation, let me show you the installer. So you should be seeing the same installer like the Kubuntu. So Calamares installer, you should be seeing 3.3.8. There are plenty of languages, so you don't see any Brazilian language in the default. You should be seeing the English language, so that's a good work. So you can easily change to whatever you want with the languages here. Click on next. Location, choose the location. I'm using a VPN, so it's going to show you some random language every time. So I'm going to keep it everything as the default. So you already know how to install the Ubuntu and Kubuntu, whatever the Ubuntu flavors. So same thing, there is nothing change here. Under the customization, the same 24.10 same customization options in the BROS also. Click on next, choose the partition, single boot or dual boot. Again, these are all the same thing, user account creation and encryption if you want to encrypt, and the summary and the installation. The installation will take same as the Kubuntu or Ubuntu. So that's the same thing. So that's the reason I'm just going to close the installation. I don't want to make video lengthy, so that's the reason. And about the panel options, here are all the desktop features like an internet connection, disk and drives, the volume. Here are some other options like a clipboard and everything, like a input method. And here is some integration, same thing which you obviously see in the KDE Plasma desktop environment or the KDE Neon. So now I'm going to do is let me open like a few applications to see whether this distro will handle this stress test, because a normal user will be opening like a 3 or 4 applications when he is using the distro. So let's see how good this distro will handle. So I opened just few applications and you can see already the CPU and RAM going up. So in the history you should be seeing like a high graph, because I opened every applications without giving any delay or anything. I opened every applications instantly. So that's the reason you should be seeing the high graph. So it's okay. So I'm going to open all the applications, not everything. I'm just going to open some heavy resource consuming applications to see whether there will be any crashes or any major lag or anything like that. So that's the reason. So also you should understand that I have like a i5 1240p CPU and the RAM is almost 8 GB. So it should be working properly without any issues. So if you have like a low-end PC, I don't know how it's going to work, but you need to follow the same system requirements as the Kubuntu, like a 4 GB of RAM, dual core processor, maybe a bit more will be better. So follow the same system requirements as the Kubuntu. Just type in like a Kubuntu system requirements in the search engine. You should be getting exact system requirements in order to run the same BROS, because it's completely kind of like a Kubuntu. So that's the reason you should be having the same requirements. And I think we are good with few applications here. Now let's open the system monitor and see all the resources. So right now it's consuming like a 3 GB, and when you install it on the bare metal, it's going to be a bit lesser also, and also the CPU also will be a bit lesser in the percentage. And about the applications, these are all the applications running with the RAM consumption. And here is the history. So it will be completely different in the installation when you install it on the PC. So if you're trying to install, or if you like to install this distribution, get all the information from the official website, do some research. If you are satisfied everything with the privacy and everything, then go with the installation, or else you can directly go with the Kubuntu distributions and add some or whatever the applications you want. And all the customizations you can do it on your own. Just watch some tutorials and you can customize everything. And also Kubuntu is well known from almost a decade, maybe more than the decade, I guess. So it's better to go with the Kubuntu if you ask me. Just for some doc or some other things, I don't recommend this distribution. But if you still want to try it, you can try it in the virtual machines or whatever you want. But if you're thinking of a serious like installation on the main PC or work PC, it's better to go with the Kubuntu or Ubuntu flavors. You can customize everything on your own. If you have like a low-end PC, go with the Ubuntu and customize whatever application you want. Whatever application you want to be installed on your PC, you can do that on your own. And also it can run it on the low-end PC. So it's better a good option to go with the Ubuntu if you trying to go with installation on a main PC or work PC. Or else like if you have like a PC which you don't have any operating system, you can try some Ubuntu flavors or like a Linux Mint. Linux Mint needs some bit of resources, so I'm not going to recommend that. But if you want to go with the Zorin OS, you can go with the Zorin OS Lite version. And there are a lot of lightweight Linux distributions. You can search it on the Google, or you can use the ChatGPT. Or else you can, if you want to watch some specific videos, you can watch it in my channel, or you can watch some other channels. You can get whatever you want on the internet nowadays, so you don't need to worry about anything. Even if you have low-end PC, you don't need to worry about anything. There are a lot of lightweight Linux distributions. So you just need to spend some time and you can customize, you can get all the distributions. So this is the BROS, and that was all my information and also my thoughts on this distribution. So these are all the resources, and I already said all my final thoughts, so I'm just going to end the video. So now let's keep it on the right side corner. Let's check some application information. So there is also GIMP 3.0 RC version available. So if you don't know that, you can read it everything in my community page in my YouTube channel. About the Darktable, here is the version of the Darktable 4.8.1. So there are a lot of content creating applications. So you can install everything on your own itself also. So you get the library Wolf. And about the Kate, you should be getting the same as 24.08.1 because you should be getting all the KDE Plasma applications same version. Let's close it. And about the browser, I already showed you the version. About the Dolphin file manager, you should be seeing all the terminal also here. So let's go to the public. So you should be getting all the link also here, link, shortcut, whatever you want to call it like that. Again, if you want to customize, you can customize, change the preference. You can do that whatever you want because it's a KDE Plasma desktop environment. About the wallpapers, let's check what wallpapers you get from the BROS, because Kubuntu doesn't provide any of the wallpapers. And if you're thinking about the wallpapers, you can easily download from the like a royalty free images, or you can use it like a Google images, because if you are not using for the YouTube or anything, you can download for your main PC and you can change wallpaper, whatever wallpaper you want. So you can customize everything by downloading the Ubuntu flavors, and you can customize on your own. But if you want to go with the BROS, you can go with the BROS. It's clearly up to you. So here is like a good wallpaper. So I really like this wallpaper, like a green grass with the tracks and everything. So that's a good wallpaper. So at the end of the video, here is how it's performing. On the overview, applications, here is the history and the process. So it's clearly up to you to judge and decide. And now let me show you the logout screen. So I tried in the previous, I tried to click on the logout, but it doesn't do anything. It's just going to froze on completely like a black screen. Let's see now. So in the VMware, it was just showing the blank screen or the black screen. So in the VirtualBox, it's showing everything like a logout screen. And about the password, there should be no password. And here is the virtual keyboard, and here is like a Kubuntu and Plasma Wayland. If you want to choose anything, you can choose it. And about the live credentials, there is no password or anything. So I think I'm just going to end the video here. So if you loved this video, give this thumbs up video. Give the video a thumbs up, and I'm going to end the video. And also my voice is completely gone, so there will be some misspeaking throughout the video. Try to ignore all those things. So here is like a Wayland diagnose, and I think I'm going to end the video here. So thanks for watching. Peace out.